Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to cut pant trouser with shirts, long sleeve shirts and a mandarin collar. With me I have 4 yards of fabric, crepe fabric. This is the measurement we're going to use for the trouser. Full length is 40, thigh is 30, waist 39, knee length 19, knee circumference 21, ankle circumference 16, hips 52, and then hips line 9. So we're going to start now, but before I start, please don't fail to subscribe and don't fail to click on the notification button. Then also give the video thumbnail so that we can thumbs up, so that we can know how to fit you better. Now we're going to start. First of all, I'm going to open up the fabric to fold. Before I fold, I'm going to divide my thigh here. What we have here is 30. My client's thigh is 30. I'm going to divide this 30 by 2, which will give us 15. So I'm going to fold the fabric into 15. Then I'll add +1. I repeat, the thigh is 30. I'm going to fold it according to the thigh. Now the thigh here, which is 30, I'm going to divide the thigh here into 2, giving me 15. Now 15 plus, I'll add 1 additional allowance. I'm going to set to work now. Open. This is the crepe fabric. It has a front and the back. I'm going to fold it. Let me confirm the measurement. This is exactly 16. That is with the 1 inches allowance. For confirm, you need 16. Okay, now this is the first of all start. We all have 16 here. I'm going to mark out the 1 inch out from here, that this side that there's no cut. I'm going to mark out my 1 inch out. Before now, I'm going to take the full length. The full length here is 40. I'm going to mark out the 40. With an allowance of 2 inches for bending. Okay, next thing I'm going to bring in here, so I'm going to use my pins to soften them so that it will not shift. I use pin to suspend the four corners. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to mark out the knee length. The knee length here we have 19. I'll turn, sorry, this side will become my down, while I'll use this side like my waistline. That will turn to my own full length. I'll mark out 19 here. Please, this is freehand method. It is not pattern. Please, I do it directly on the fabric. Then next, what I'm going to insert, another thing here is the hips line, which is what, 9. I'll mark out my hips line here. Another line here we have to denote here is mark out is the flap. Now the flap line, we're going to divide the hips by 4. Our hips here divided by 4, we have is 52. We now have 13. We're going to mark out our hips divided by 4, this to get her flap line. So this is it, that's 13. Okay, the next line we're going to do now is just to divide. We have to divide we have to divide this thigh into 2. Remember, we had 15 divided into 2, we have 7 half. So we mark it down. 15 divided into 2, we have 7 half. It's better to use your ruler. You have a ruler, so you can have a straight line. And we've had our center line. Now I'll come back to the waistline. What I did, I'll now divide the same hips by 4. My hips, the hips of the client by 4. Then I have 13. So I'll mark it here on the waistline. 13. 13. Okay, I'll do same here. Like I'll do 13 till I get down. Fabric shift. So this is it. Then on that note, I'm going to insert my, already here it's 15, which is the flap. We're going to take the 15. Now I'm going to insert other measurements. First, I'm going to mark out my the waistline starting from here. Then I'll mark out the waistline here. We have what? our waist is 39 divided by 4, we have 9.5 quarter. 9.5 quarter. I'll put 2 inches on the waistline. This for that and for the side pocket. Then on the hips line, I'm going to insert the hips, which is what our hips here is 52, which is 13. Then I'll put 1 inch allowance for sewing. Then still on that, on the thigh line, we have already known that one will still maintain. We still have the hips here, which is what 13. Then with still the same 1 inch. I'll come up here by 3 to have my 3.5 to have my flap line. Then I'll come in here by 1 so that the front of this thing will not be bogus. So I'll connect it back. Yeah. Since I've come in here by 1, I'm going to increase here. Don't forget it was 2 I put here. So I'm going to increase the allowance here by 3 inches. Then I'll connect the line here. That is, I've added the one that I've deducted here back here. And I'll connect the line to meet up with the hips here. Then to the flap line here. So I'm slitting open this place. Then what we are coming now on the knee length, I divided the knee length by 2. So what I'm going to do is that the knee circumference here we had 21. Now 21 divided by 2, we have 5 quarter. Sorry, divided by 4, we have 5 quarter. This is for 21, 5 quarter. Then on this side, I'm going to add 1 inch. On this side that there's no cut. Then on the other line, we're going to still mark the same 5 quarter. On the other hand, still mark 5 quarter, but on this other hand, there will be no allowance. Just connect it back to the flap. So we do same to the knee, to the ankle circumference. Ankle circumference here, what we have is 16. 16 divided by 2, we have 4. So in that case, I'm going to, sorry, by 4, not 2. We have 4. Now 4 here, we add 1 here. Then same thing here, we turn to the other side and then still mark out 4 without allowance. So I'm going to connect the line from here to meet up with the down part. So please, like I said, endeavor to use your ruler. So I've been able to mark that side out now. Then I'll connect here from where we had the flap line here. Let me draw it out. From where we had the flap line, I'm going to connect it to meet with the knee length this thing here. From the knee length line, the knee circumference line, and we take it down to meet up here. So I'll still connect it as you can see. The weight of the fabric is not allowing it to relax, so I'm going to trim out this side that we're not making use of, so we can have a better distance so that it will not give us issue. I'm going to trim it out right away. Because the weight of the others is dragging the fabric down. This is how it's gonna be. Now, the next thing we're going to do is to insert the slope. We slope by 1 inch. I'll slope it from where we have the flap to the waistline. Then I'll still place my tape on the waistline to back out my pocket line, which is going to be what, 1 inch above the hip line. That's, I'll take 8. And remember, we'd already put up to 3 inches allowance. So I'm going to mark out starting from here. This is where we had our 3 inches. I'm going to take from the 3 inches, I'm going to take out 2. So let me first cut. I'm not going to cut out all these ones till I bring out the back. Start bringing out the back so that it will not confuse you. That's when I'm going to cut out the sloping of the waistline and then the pocket side. So for now, I'm going to cut out the trouser properly. Like I said, since there was not much allowance, I'm slitting open the sides. Trying to relax properly. We now have a front block. Like I've not cut out I've not trimmed out this. We now have, this is for a front block. If you take your tape and measure back, you see that it has accommodated her thigh with just an ½ inch allowance for sewing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fold the front block now, then fold the back. While folding the back, I'll give an extension of this, keep an extension of this flap. That's 3 inches. If it was 15 I kept, I'm going to fold 18 so it will accommodate the flap. Or you can take, since the client is flat, you can extend it to 3/2, like 18/2. So watch out while I fold the back. Okay, I folded the back now. Then I placed my front on the back. Like I said, I kept an extension of 3/2. Like I said, have you seen? So I'm going to connect a line, draw a line out here to accommodate my flap so that the flap will be on the same line. Then I put my 3/2, like I said. Then I'll come here on the waistline. I extend it here by 1 inch. Extend it here by one half inch, 1/2. I extend it by 1/2 inch, and I'll slant it to the waistline as I've extended can take up to, since my client is chubby, I think I will have to put up to 2. Okay, 2, yes, that's how it's gonna be. Then from here I'll add my 1/2 inch. 1/2 might be too much, but I'm going to put the zipper behind, not in front, so I'll add 1/2 inch. Connect the line to meet. Same, take 1/2, 1/2. And from there I'm going to round it to meet my 3/2 here. Okay, now I'll mark out from here. I'm going to take out 4 inches. I'm going to mark out 4 inches from the flap line here. Then I'll come in here by 2. From the 4, I'm coming in by 2, so that I'll connect it back to the 3/2 line. You see? Then from there I'll come in. I'll be taking 1 inch, 1 here up to 1/2. I don't want it too big. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch till the down here. Now connect the lines back. This is what we'll have. Yeah, done now for the cutting of the back. The back, this other side here, you're going to take it same, equal, same way you saw it, the same way you cut the front bodies, the front, yes, pattern. So you're going to follow the same way. Whereas the only thing we've done here is just to add the allowance in the other side that there's flat. So right now I'm going to cut it out. Everything I did for the front, I'm doing for the back here. Slitting, opening the sides. Okay, and don't forget, I have to cut, like I promised, I have to cut this out now. That's for the sloping of the front, then the pocket too. That's how it's gonna be. So that's for the trouser. And I'm going to show you how to cut the pocket. Then I can rerun a video on how to sew the pocket in. Now, but we are done for the cutting right now. So I'm going to start the shirt right away. Then when I'm done with the shirt, then I'll show you how you're going to remove the pocket. Pocket you can use 14, fold it 14 by 14 inches to get the pocket. We're actually done with the trouser cutting. Now we're going to cut the shirt, and this is what we're going to use. The full length of the shirt 28, shoulder 16, half length 16, hips line 27, bust 48, shape 42, hips 52, then sleeve 22, round sleeve we have the upper side, the armhole 22, 15 for the hand itself, then the wrist to the elbow and the wrist. So we're going to start work now. I had already folded it. Sorry, I folded it using the this thing that is bigger than, which is the hips. The parameter that is big, the measurement that is bigger than is the hips, which is 52. Then I added 2 inches allowance to it. That's how we have 52 divided by 4, we have 13. 13 plus 2, we have 15. So this is it. I folded it in 15. Then the full length of the shirt is 28. So this is the 28. Half 28, okay. The next thing I'm going to mark out here is the, remember we've taken our 28, we have to put with the bending allowance, which is I'll put 2 inches for the bending allowance too. Now this 2 inches covers for the shoulder line and the main this thing. You join half of it on the shoulder, then 1/2 goes to bend. So that is it. Now, like I did previously, here is going to be my down part. I will change it. I use here the upper side here for my up side. So now I'm going to insert the shoulder. Shoulder here is 16 divided by 2, we have 8. I'll just adjust this 8. I adjust ½ inch to the shoulder line. Then I'll take out my armhole here. Going to be, our bust is 48 divided by 4, then minus 1.5. I think I'll take 11 for the armhole, and I'll connect it. Then I'll slope here by 1 inch, slope to the neckline. On the chest line, the armhole line, I'm going to mark out the bust, which is what, 48. This is 12. Put 2 inches allowance. Sorry, what I'm drafting here is for the back. Then I'll come up here by 3½ inches, then come in here by at the angle by 1/2, so as to round the armhole. Then from the shoulder line, I'm going to mark out the half length, which is what, 16. The hips line here was 27, so I'll minus 2, we have 25. So then on the half length line, we insert our shape. Shape here is 42, which is 10 half, then with 2 inches allowance. The hips line, we insert hips, which is what, 52. We have 13, still with 2 inches. So I'm going to connect them out now. From the half length to the hips, then take it down. I'll come up here by 2 inches. Don't forget, we already added our 2 inches allowance. Come up here by 2 inches so as to round the gown. Then the neckline, because this is for the back, you need to take out the neckline here. You're using mandarin collar. I'll use 3. If you want to have a formula, a better formula on getting this turtleneck, you're going to divide her bust by 12, then you subtract 0.5 from it to have. So since this is for the back, I'm going to use 3 for the neck width, then neck depth here 1. We are done with the back bodies. I'm going to lift this place and bring out the front bodies for the front. Sorry. As for the back bodies, I'm going to do the same thing I did for the trouser. I will lift it up, then fold my front, place it here too to bring out same thing. I know you asked me what about the shirts and the where we'll have the buttonholes and the rest. I'll show you on how to take you on how to get that as well. Simply thing I did for the back. For the back, yes, in the front, so I've placed them equally like you've seen. So the only thing that changes is the neckline, like I said. So I'm taking even 3 here. The down neck here too would be 3 as well. I'm using for the front neckline 3 3, while for the back is 3 1. Since we want to achieve turtleneck, to apply the mandarin collar or bishop collar, whatever. So I'm going to cut out same thing. But meanwhile, before I do that, I'll slit open here. This place will serve as where my buttonhole will be. With my buttonhole, then I'll lift it up. So we now have a block now for the front and the back. This is for the front and this is for the back. Now I'm going to bring out 2 inches to 2 inches. I'll measure it 2 inches. This thing for the buttonhole is the simplest way of achieving it, since we did not put an extension of the 2 inches. I'll attach now. I'll take this is 28. I'm going to measure at least 29 of in length, but 2 inches in width. So I'll use it I'll apply a stay to it, or you can apply collar and gum stay. You can gum stay, or you can apply aiming gum to it and iron. Then you sew it, you attach it here and sew it and top stitch. I'm going to cut it out now. That's what I'll use to form my buttonhole. Depending on how wide the person wants the buttonhole to be, but 2 inches or 2.5 with the sewing be recommended. Like I said, what we want, we need a length of 29 in length. So I'm going to take 2.5, mark out 2.5 inches, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Okay. So I'm going to cut it out now. Remember, this is for one part of it. I'm going to place to bring out the second one as well. I'm going to place this to bring out the second one, since it's for the 2 parts. Okay, so this is what we're going to use. You apply stay to it, or like I said, stay or aiming gum, and this is how it will be. You sew, you match it, you fold it like this into two, attach it to the right side of, you attach it to the right side of this, to the back side, sorry. After applying your stay or your aiming gum, you apply it down here, then turn it and match it in the right side. That's what you do for both. Now we've had our flap for the button hole, and the next thing we're going to pick out now is the the pocket for the trouser. Like I said, you use 14 inches, 14 by 14 inches. So I'm going to take here, it's not up to 14, so the pocket here will not be deep. So I'll rather take off the sleeve first to be on a safe. Okay, the fabric is still much that is left, so I'm going to take out. I can use that part too for band if I want to use it to. I can use it otherwise for band as well. I'll take off 14 by 14 here. You can take up to 15 depending on how fat your client is, so that she will have ease. It's still not up to 14. It's up to, I take it 14 by 14, or we use 15. And you split up. So see what is going to happen. The same thing I cut out here. I place the fabric the front to front, opposite each other. Then I'll now cut it out, take it to the side width of where we had the pockets. So this is how you're going to join it. Then you turn it. You do what you've done here, you do similar thing to the other side as well. You do similar side, because this is how it's going to be sewn. And you push it to the back, you close it, push it to the back, so that when you turn it, it will be this other side that will show, and this rug here will be showing inwardly. This is how it will look like when you're done sewing. Remember, you're sewing it from the back, so this is how the pocket will look like. All this rug we have here will be showing behind. Don't worry, in a short while we'll be having the videos of how to join it. This is what we'll have at the long run when you're done. So what you've done for this other side, you do same to this other side that is left, to the other side of the trouser, like the 14 you took in a square form. That's, let me say, 28. You divide it by 2. You use it for one side of the pocket, while the other side also for the pocket, and one side, the left and the right side of the pocket. Folded now into 4, and the folding, the way I took it is I divided the round sleeve, the armhole, into 2, which is 22. Divided by 2, we have 11. Now the sleeve length, remember we have 22 as the sleeve length, and we're going to attach 4 inches this thing here for the band, for the at the wrist, the way you've seen on the thumbnail. So as such, I'm going to take 23 or 23 to up to 24. Sorry, let me take up to 24, so that when I join it, when I prepare it and join it, won't be that short. So I'll take up to 24. It's better, it should be long, then we trim it out, other than being jump up on the hand of the client. And we have like 19 half. So I'm going to mark out where we have a elbow, which is 11, sorry. Then here can save as the close to the wrist. The 4 inches we're going to attach is what will form the wrist, which is this 9 here, but we're going to have this 12 and 15. It's like already we've gotten 11 here. And coming down, remember our armhole here is what, 11, but we're going to use 10 here. So I'll come in here, take the sleeve like this, and on the 11 line we have here, I'm going to take the 15 we had, I'll take it up to 16, 17. And it must be allowance up to 17. And I'll take it this way. And remember, the close to the wrist here was 12, but I'm going to use 14, take 14 here. Knowing fully well we are going to put 2 pleats, so I'll take up to 15. This is how the sleeve will look like. These are ready for the 2 sides. I'm not. Okay. And for the 4 inches, we're going to have for the wrist. Since it's 9, it's by 9. It's 9 inches there, so we'll take it up to 10. That's for the 2 pairs. Supposed to have up to 20. Let me check. It's 5. We're going to turn, and there are places we're going to bend. You turn here, so we have to take up to 5. Let me trim here out. Right. I don't have issue. That's why I instructed you to use 4 yards. It's better for you to have an excess fabric than for it not to be enough. So trim out all these ones. And folding, take up to 10. Okay. Since we are joining the sides too. Okay, this is it. It's for half, up to 5. I want to trim it so we could have the same for half there. Now slit open, since it's for the 2 sleeve. There's one for one and the other. It's supposed to be. It's up to 10 already. We're supposed to have 9. It's up to 10. So it will take for the both sleeve. That's what we used to complete the down part of this for the wrist. The sleeve. What we are going to do next is for the collar. The collar is after joining the shades. If you've watched my previous video on this, without joining the shade, that's when you're going to. But I'm going to show you how to derive, how to get the collar. You at the circumference of, after joining the shoulder, joining the shade shoulder, then you mark out the circumference right from the center front. You turn around the circumference from the center front of the left side to the center front of the right side of the shirt. So you just fold it into whatever you have. If you have like 18, 19, 20, let me say you have 20, this is, you divide it by 2 to have what, 10. And remember, you're going to keep an ½ inch, so that because it's going to be a little bit longer than the shape, like, okay, sorry, exactly this thing, but a very small, so that it will come out small. That's where we insert our button. So you take like 10 half for the sewing. The half is for sewing here. What you're going to do is that you have your square 10 half, then you mark the length you're going to use, which is maybe like, let me say 4 inches. 4 inches. So what you're going to do is you place your tape here, you come in here by 1 inch, or let me say ½ inch. You now come in here by 1, and you connect the 1 to the ½ inch. Please make sure your hand is straight, though, don't blow my hand. On that same note, you mark out 2 half here in this other side that you've taken out 1. This is 2 ½ inch, and you take here too, you mark out same 2 half, then you take. So it's going to come out, the collar has to come out this way in a kind of bias pattern stuff. That's how it's going to be. It's not straight, so that it will not lift, so that it will relax on your neck. Then you can round it this way. Have you seen the collar already now? So you bring this out too. This is already one. You place it, remove another one, so that you can apply your stay to one side, then sew it and turn, then attach it to the neckline. This will serve as your center. This is where you're going to attach, while here will be the down part. Immediately when you sew this and turn, you notice that the length of it, the width of it will reduce. It can come out to be, you took 2 half, it might turn out to be 2 or 1/2. So that's all what we have. Thank you for watching the video.